There was a golden voice that was heard back in 1967 over Radio Ceylon. Every song that was sung with this voice became an instant hit. In fact, Mr. Clarence Vijayawardena selected this voice, this same person, for all his songs at the very beginning of his career. 50 years later, this voice still remains as strong as it was back in 1967. I had the honor to perform with him, with this voice, when I was with the Super Golden Chimes for a number of years. And this is none other than Mr. Annesley Malawana. Annesley, welcome to Talking Piano episode 4.
Thank you, and thank you very much for asking me to come, for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here.
Annesley, I know you have a bag full of fun stories of the Super Golden Chimes. But before we start these fun stories, let me just ask you a couple of questions about your beginnings. Now, I know Clarence picked you as the main singer for his first band, Moonstones, to sing his songs. How did you get to know Clarence? Were you in the same school? Were you neighbors?
No, we were not in the same school. I met him when I went to Ratnapura, my hometown, during the holidays. Not actually the holiday, but the holidays, because when I was going to school, when you do O-levels, after you finish your O-levels, you have to go home, right, till the results come. Unless, of course, you are really bright, then they keep you for the A-level class.
Right.
But people who do sports were kept.
Correct.
So I played tennis.
I
right?
see.
I played tennis.
Tennis player.
Right. That was my way. I wanted to, my father was a very good tennis player, and my cousin brother, he won the public schools.
How come we never played a game of tennis? Because I used to play tennis also.
Yes, I know. So I was kept, because I played tennis for college. I was selected to the team, and unfortunately, every match I played, I lost. The first round itself, I got knocked out.
Okay.
Right? Singles, doubles, everything.
Okay.
Right? So I was really upset. I played for public schools, then junior nationals. No chance. I was so upset, and I thought, my gosh, I wanted to make that that was my love.
Passion,
Still I watch all the tennis matches. When I went home, then there only I met Clarence. Right? I was in that story has been repeated so many times now. So I met him, and I was introduced to him by a friend, and that was how I started. Then I thought, my gosh, he changed my destiny.
Of course,
right?
Of course.
He changed completely. So I forgot about tennis. My father was very angry about it, and I don't know, he gave the 2 rackets to somebody. That was the end of my tennis career, and of course, music came back.
So now, Clarence had 3 bands. He started Moonstones with you, then he formed Golden Chimes with Anil Bharati and Lankika, and then back again, Super Golden Chimes again with you. So I think in this discussion, we're going to talk a little bit more on.
Definitely, we have to, because thanks to Clarence, I'm here today, right? Because if not for him, there wouldn't have been Moonstones.
Correct.
No Golden Chimes, no Super Golden Chimes,
absolutely,
and no Annesley Malawana.
Absolutely,
right? That I have.
That's a given.
Yeah, he was such a talented guy, and he had given songs to so many people.
Yeah.
Not only to me,
thousands of songs,
and but he never bragged about it.
I know.
He helped so many people, but he didn't say, Rukshan, I gave you this song, you are here today because I gave you the song. No, never.
Nothing
never.
Like that.
He
was
never
happy to give, and happy
always.
To see others shining.
You are right. He was so happy to see others singing his compositions and coming up in life.
Correct.
So he was very nice, and he always commanded respect. He never demanded.
Absolutely.
Right?
Good point.
Good point. Always commanded respect. People love him. Still people love him. You can see on FB how many, there's a special page for him and all these things, which no other artist has, such a big following. And in my case, I do say 90% of the songs that I sing are composed by Clarence.
Clarence, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, that's how, so many people have come up. And, like I said, never bragged. Never said, you honestly, you're there because I gave you the song. No.
Nothing like
never,
that.
Never.
Yeah. Such a humble guy.
He was such a humble guy.
Yeah.
Didn't expect anything in return. So that's Clarence Sujewardene.
That's absolutely right. Well said. Well said, honestly. I totally agree with you. And he was such a respectable guy. So he respected everybody else, the musicians, that. He truly respected everyone, which is very important. Yes. Now, the third band, the Super Golden Chimes.
Yes.
How did you all form that, and what was the beginning of Super Golden Chimes?
That was how I met. I was invited for a show. Clarence, though we parted company, we didn't. I mean, our friendship was there.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And there was a show, Golden Chimes were playing, and Clarence called me and said, if you are doing nothing in the evening, come and see the show. So I went and saw the show. After the show, after it was over, Clarence, myself and Dicka. So he said, shall we go out and have a soft drink?
The real soft
drink. Yeah. So we went and had a soft drink. Right? There's a nice joint called Perlin.
Okay.
I think it's still there. Right? So we went there, and then Dicka is the one who suggested. He said, why don't you all get together? You can do a lot of things. Then Clarence also said, yeah, I don't mind. The thing is, one day, a guy came and told me, Clarence, your band is like a wedding without the bride. Right? And so then he asked, why go? No, Annesley.
Right.
I said, that same guy told me the same. He told me the same thing. Yeah, he said, your band is like a wedding without the bride. No Clarence. Right? So somehow, Dicka is the one, we call him the Kapua.
Right,
Kapua,
correct.
Right? He put the two of us together. And we went and met Mr. Vikramasuriya.
Yeah.
And he told him, look, we are going to form a group. And at that time, Chanaka had registered the name Golden Chimes.
Right.
His name. So, I didn't want to go the Moonstones because Moonstones was still functioning.
Yeah.
I was singing with them.
Right.
Then Mr. Vikramasuriya, I said, don't worry. Super Golden Chimes
What a great name. It just made it a...
super. Super Golden Chimes. Thank you. And he's the one who gave us this name, Mr. Vikramasuriya.
And then after being Super, then there are so many other bands.
Yes,
Every time they break up, they become Super. Right? So now at the very beginning, who were the musicians?
First, it was Clarence, myself, Dicka, Srikanta, and bass player was Rohan Gunawardena. He was the original bass guitarist who people don't know about him much. But he played for the Kataragama record.
So he played for the recording even though Conrad is in the picture.
That's right. After he left the band, only these pictures were taken.
I see.
He went to Kataragama, to fulfill that vow Srikant had made.
Correct.
All that was done. And that time Conrad was in the band.
Okay.
Right? So I also didn't actually, to tell you the truth, even I forgot about this.
Right.
That Rohan played bass.
Right.
I met him at a sing-along. He and Dicka came for one of our sing-alongs.
Okay.
Then he said, hello, how are you? I met him after a
long time.
So then he said, so I'm so, disappointed and sorry that my picture was not there.
Right.
Then only I realized, my goodness, it was
he who played.
Rohan. He was a very good bass guitarist. I don't know why he left. Maybe his parents didn't like him playing the band. So he left suddenly. Now we didn't know what to do.
Okay.
Then Clarence said, now we were having a lot of bookings at that time.
Yeah.
So Clarence said, now we'll try to find. Then Dicka said, all that. Now We were hunting for a bass guitar.
Looking for a bass guitarist. Right, Annesley, let's do a song. We can do the very first song that you did with Super Golden Chimes.
Super Golden Chimes, yeah, because that is the first EP that we recorded, Kataragama EP. Clarence sang Kataragama and another song. Mm-hmm. I sang Satoto Sanasuma and Pena Bubulai.
Right.
Satoto Sanasuma was the very first song.
Yeah.
I sang with the Super Golden Chimes. Yeah.
And this was called?
Of course, by Srikanta. It's called Happy and Chul.
Satoto Sanasuma. All right.
සතුට සැනසුම ළඟරන්දා සිහින ලෝකෙට ඔබ කැන්දා ආදරේ ඔබ වෙත බන්දා සැනසුමක් වෙන්දා සැනසුමක් වෙන්දා සතුට සැනසුම ළඟරන්දා සිහින ලෝකෙට ඔබ කැන්දා ආදරේ ඔබ වෙත බන්දා සැනසුමක් වෙන්දා සැනසුමක් වෙන්දා ආදරේ යන අකුරු තුනේ අරුත මාට නොමැත දැනේ ජීවිතේ හා සමයසනේ ඔබට සිනහවුනේ ඔබට සිනහවුනේ සතුට සැනසුම ළඟරන්දා සිහින ලෝකෙට ඔබ කැන්දා ආදරේ ඔබ වෙත බන්දා සැනසුමක් වෙන්දා සැනසුමක් වෙන්දා සැනසුමක් වෙන්දා සැනසුමක් වෙන්දා සීන පැතුම් විමනේ රස මිහිරගෙන පුතුනේ නැලවි නැලවි හිනෙහි හිනෙහි නිතියන් පොඩි පුතුනේ දැසයි කුඩා ඔබගේ ලපටි තෙතොල් පුතුනේ කාගේ කියා සිතුවේ මූනයිරුවයි ඔබගේ පැහැයයි හැඩයි පුතුනේ මාගෙන් නොවෑ ලැබුනේ සීන පැතුම් විමනේ රස මිහිරගෙන පුතුනේ නැලවි නැලවි හිනෙහි හිනෙහි නිතියන් පොඩි පුතුනේ නැලවි නැලවි හිනෙහි හිනෙහි නිතියන් පොඩි පුතුනේ Then Clara had fixed a day to audition bass guitarist from morning till evening.
Right.
I was working for 80 Korea and Sons.
Yeah,
So,
I remember.
80 Koreas. So then Clara said, somehow now I didn't know now. There was no way that I couldn't find a bass guitarist.
Yeah.
Then this guy was, he was an auditor, right, with long hair, bell bottoms and all that.
Right.
So he
Looked like a musician.
He looked a real musician. Then I approached him and he was very serious now. He's doing the auditing. Very serious.
Yeah.
So I, excuse me, are you a musician by any chance? He said, yes. You are playing for a band? Yeah. Flight of the Druid, he said. But I have heard.
Yeah,
It's
that was a good band.
A very good band.
Yeah.
So he said, but anyway, we are not very active these days. Then I thought, right.
Good chance.
Yeah, do you like to join us? Join our band? What's your band? I said, Super Golden Chimes. Never heard. Never heard. So I said, it's okay, but you are okay, you can join us. Yeah, I don't mind, you'll see. I said, then come, we go to you were practicing at MySpace is Tissa Vikramaratne.
Right. Now
Jambu
the important thing is now, Conrad was playing lead guitar.
Yeah, he was Flight of the Druid.
And now you were looking for a bass guitarist.
He said, I told him that.
Yeah.
I told him, we are looking for a bass. He said, no problem.
No problem.
No problem. Come. So I introduced him to these people. Actually, I didn't know his name even when I spoke to him that because he is so serious. He was doing his work. I didn't ask what the name. So then when we went there, I introduced him to Clarence, Dikka and Srikanta. And Clarence gave him the bass guitar and said, okay, Dileepa, Dileepa? Dileepa? No, never heard that song. Dileepa was, at that time, that song
one of the most popular songs.
Most popular song, right? Now Clara just slowly looked at me like this. Then said, right, forget about Dileepa. Mango Danda. You know Mango Danda?
Never
heard that. So I thought, my gosh, now finished. But he said, no, don't worry. You play. You start, I will follow.
I'll follow.
And he did. He followed part, all the songs he played. And so we were so happy. Clara was so happy. He said, you can join. Yes, no problem, Macha. No problem. I'll join. No problem. But I want the finances, the money should be paid to me to the cent.
Being an auditor.
He said that, no problem. Everything will be done. So then we were so happy. Normally after practices, we used to go, there's a place called Enswell Club in Nugegoda Junction.
Okay.
So we used to go there, order half a bottle of spirits, a bottle of lemonade, and a packet of kaju.
Yeah.
Right? So we went there, ordered, everything was kept. Then so Clarence said, you'll have a drink? No, I don't drink. So we were having a chat now. He was seated like this. The three of us were talking about something. We turned back to see he has finished the whole lemonade bottle and whacked the kaju also. The whole packet was finished. So now we had to, we didn't have money also. So we got the bottle of lemonade and everything on credit. And so after that, Clarence said, please, you have to join us and take a drink. Yeah. Right? Otherwise, this can't be done. So anyway, he never went over the limit, but he took a small drink after that just to keep us company.
Right.
And that's how Conrad came into the scene.
Right.
Yeah.
So now Conrad, it's when you look at the musicians that joined Super Golden Chimes, if you analyze it, except for you and Clarence, you all held the fort for the Sinhala music. Others most of them were actually Western musicians. I mean, Srikanta played rhythm guitar for Pioneers. Conrad is a rock lead guitarist who came as a bassist. Yeah. I was also a guitarist who joined as a keyboardist. Then we had Pete Almeida.
So many years.
From 20th century who played bass. Then Daryl Melder. John Rodrigo who played drums. Even Surya Kumar is a jazz keyboardist, jazz pianist. I mean, for him to join, I mean, it's like crazy. Chandral Fonseca, Kumar Piris, they are all the Western musicians. I think that also gave another. We had a good balance.
Definitely, because we were able very good balance.
We were not only play the concerts but we were able to play dances because we had this
good
repertoire of the not only the Sinhala popular ones but the English, the current songs we were able to do. And that's how. In fact, I remember doing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes, my God, we used to start the show.
Yeah, the day I brought the song for practices. And I said, this is a lovely song that I would love to do. Little difficult, but love to do that. And I started playing this. Clarence said, oh yes, this we must do. He also had heard the song on the radio. And he was all ready to do this Bohemian Rhapsody, and that helped. Somehow, because if he said, then of course we probably couldn't have done it. But he was all for it. And then
and you got all of us to sing a small part.
Even Dixon had to sing a little part. There are so many voices in that song. It wasn't the easiest song to do.
Yes.
So, but remember, sometimes we surprise the audiences.
Oh, yes, we started the show with that song.
Amazing, no?
Yeah, amazing. People never expected that, no?
Exactly.
Normally we start a show with Satuta Sanasuma or something like that, a single song.
Because Super Golden Chimes was known for Clarence's songs. That was the...
But this was, but everybody was taken by surprise.
That was good. I mean, and also the other, all the other, of course, dances you needed, all the Western songs.
Yes.
But even for concerts, we did several. Like I remember doing a lot of Jesus Christ Superstar songs.
Yeah, you did a lot of Jesus Christ. That time that was very popular.
Popular, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And those were also not the easiest songs to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
and even Rukshan, Clarence also sang two English songs.
Yes.
One English song and one Spanish song.
Yes.
Eva Maria.
Correct. I remember that.
Eva Maria, then he did Top of the World.
Yeah.
Huh? Can you remember that? That was the first song, first English song.
Yeah.
And he used to do it for dancers.
Yeah.
He used to sing. Yeah. So, everybody chipped in. Even I sang one or two English songs.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
What is that what is that?
Yeah.
If you should ever think of... That's the one you sang.
The other one. Forget it. We'll see as we go on. Yeah. You're My Bread.
You're My Bread. Right.
Those two songs
you
I
did
used to sing. Yeah.
In fact, I remember that even for Golden Chimes, when they brought Anil Bharati, he came as a English song singer who turned into the Sinhala ones and got so popular. Yeah. So anyway, the bottom line is that the musicians, I think, also played a role in that completely a different style.
Definitely.
Brought a good mix of the Sinhala and English for concerts and dances.
We used to play, can you remember, a wedding in the morning?
Yeah.
Right? A stage show in the evening.
Right.
And a dinner dance in the night.
Correct.
Right? That was, it was just nothing for us.
And there were times that we did two shows. Sometimes in Navarangala and maybe Sugatdas Stadium. So we play here.
That's right.
It's a half an hour now. So we just finish that and quickly go there. And then the sound setup, another sound setup was there. In fact, honestly, I found a diary of 1976 or 5 or something like that. Written all these bookings playing here, playing Holiday Inn, playing at Selinko, playing at Navarangala. My goodness, I was like, wow, this is great.
That's a real,
I know, it's
very good thing to have.
Yeah.
And holiday, when you talk about Holiday Inn, 31st night, you used to play there, no?
Yeah, correct.
Every 31st night.
Yeah.
And it went on till about 7. And I can remember Sunil, the Gypsies, all the other bands.
Right.
They used to come after their...
Oh, yeah. All the other bands come and then we all get together and...
do the final session.
Final session is everyone...
The final session went on for
So much fun.
So much fun. My God.
Wow.
It's real fun. No?
Man,
That fun you'll never get now. I mean, now
70s was a different era.
My gosh. Can I remember you left the band, you were going abroad.
Yeah.
77, I think.
77. Yeah.
And you were to be my best man.
I know. Yes,
right?
correct.
And he said, very sorry, I had to leave and all that.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. Then we chose Nimal Bada.
Came as a best friend.
He came as,
so,
he replaced you.
Right. So that also, I mean, just like in the table tennis that I couldn't go abroad. So going abroad was a big thing at that time.
Yeah.
So I had that opportunity to join Esquire set to go abroad. Going abroad was the main thing. Right, so that's the reason I left the band, but otherwise I wouldn't have left Super Golden Chimes because we were right on top at the time. 77, we were like right there. But right after I left, you left.
I also left because
when did you leave?
77, late 77, because I started working at Jill Garments.
Correct.
So when I was interviewed, the boss said, either you sing or you work here. Choice is yours.
Yeah.
So I had to take the second one. That is why. But anyway, I used to help them out when they needed me.
Right.
I used to go and sing, but not as a permanent member.
Yeah. And then how many years were you?
I was out of the music scene for about 10 years. Yeah.
10 years you were around.
77.
I thought 80, you came back.
It came back somewhere in 80s. 88. That was also Clarence. Clarence is the one who, like, more or less forced me to come back into the scene. But anyway, I was not active.
Right.
But it was after his death only, I was really pushed.
Okay. And then you, little by little, you just got into the scene full time. No choice.
Almost pushed into it.
That's good. Because I also, after I left in 77, I never lived in Sri Lanka after that because I was just traveling from one place to another and then ended up in the US and they are almost close to 3 decades there. So I sort of, I actually, when I was in the States, I got into jazz and all that, right? Yeah. So I have hardly listened to our Super Golden Chimes or any of those songs. I remember when Clarence came to there in 1980 or something, he called me. He was in Los Angeles and he called me and said, Ruka, I'm doing a concert here. Can you come and play with me? So I'm like, oh my God, I can't remember the songs now, right? What are the songs? So I asked, can you get somebody to send me the songs? Anyway, somehow I got the songs so that I can listen and remember the... Now I was the keyboardist in the band, but I was able to play lead. So just a matter of remembering the songs, and then that's how I went and somehow played for that concert.
On YouTube is there. No?
They put a DVD out later. They were not going to do a DVD, but because Clarence passed away and all that, then they...
Nice concert.
And in some places I'm playing wrong also. I remember Manny, I think, I'm playing an extra one where he had to sing that verse twice. Because I played the wrong interlude. Anyway, that was all in fun, but I was happy to be there and play with Clarence once again over there and in Los Angeles as well as in New York.
Yes.
Yeah, and then only you came later on. Absolutely right.
And we were there, and I can remember your son. Also played rhythm, no?
Yes.
You got him to play rhythm, and this thing I will never forget.
Yeah.
So we were balancing the sound,
right.
And he came running and said, "Uncle, can you help me out?" I said, "What?" "No, this guy is talking to me in Sinhalese." I don't know what he said.
Now, another thing was that if I couldn't remember, Shehan didn't know anything about the Dilipatu, Mangotu. They had not heard at all. Because as I said, we were not playing those songs at home. But when Josa left, because he had the guitarist, he had to come because his father passed away, I believe, at that time. I asked Shihan whether he would like to play. Oh, he was in heaven when I asked that question. I said, you have 3 days. You have to learn all these songs, right? But I'll write down all the songs, chords and everything and give to you. And he said, yes, I'll do. And in 2 days, he was ready.
Perfect.
With all the songs. But looking at the sheet. Looking at the sheet. Now we go to Minnesota or someplace to play. Now he's also playing. Now we have the song list now,
right? He goes according to the number.
According to the number. We have that he has all done according to the number 1 to 20 or whatever. And then suddenly you decide, okay, now instead of doing Dilipa now, let's do Udaratanili or something like that. So you turn back and say, okay, we're going to do Udaratanili. And I tell everyone, Udaratanili. And Shihan goes, what? I had to tell, okay, it's a
song number.
First set, 12th song. That's how we... Anyway, that was fun. That was fun. I would like to talk about our original drummer, Srikanta. Beautiful person, humble guy, fun-loving guy.
In fact, his death anniversary fell yesterday or day before.
Oh, was it?
9th was his 9th.
9th of March.
His 9th death anniversary.
9th death anniversary. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Such
wonderful guy.
Wonderful guy, but he was also the comedian
actually, there was never a dull moment when he was around. My goodness.
Let's hear some stories about Srikanta.
About Srikanta, my gosh. There is no, this particular program that we are doing, the time is not enough
to talk about
Srikanta.
That is true.
Because he is the one who always got blackguarded by Clarence.
Yes.
The only guy in the band who got scolded by Clarence.
All the time.
But Clarence loved him.
Yeah.
But still for all, because, every time we have a practice, he comes late. And he has an excuse.
Ready-made excuse.
Clara, Mara vede ne une. Mogad. Iye mata. Mara හොඳටම සනීප නැති වුණා. මැරෙන්නම ගියා. මැරෙන්න ගියා. හොඳටම අමාරු වුණා. මොකද්ද? හෙම්බිරිස්සාව. මැරෙන්න ගියා. කබ්බොරු කියන්නේ නැතු. And then another day, he's coming. Clara, මාර වැඩේනේ. Then I said, දැන් මොකද? නෑ. My Appachi and the whole family came from Gampala, and he said we'll go for a show. And this Appachi said that he'll come. Movie. And we'll. Appachi said he's going to come and see you also. He'll come to. Then yesterday. Yesterday we went for a nice movie. Then said, that yesterday was a poet day. got caught very badly. So he's, but Clarence, he got very angry, but the thing is, you can't scold him.
I know.
You can't scold him.
Yeah.
And he's always, now I can remember one show when he used to, he was famous to put these names, direct translation.
Yes.
So one day we were playing and he said, Clarence, he had the list.
Right.
I remember he had the list with him.
Correct.
So Clarence turned back and said, next song, Jungle Bee. What? Jungle Bee. My gosh, to see Vanabamaru. So he was, and the best part was, another day, Clarence turned around and said, what's the next song? Doesn't matter. He said, Doesn't matter. The guy was so angry. What?
What's the next song?
Doesn't matter. See, Kamakne. And for Gogmas, I say Foolish Bull. Right? Even now, my band, I turn around and say Foolish Bull. Jungle Bee. Doesn't matter, because my boys know. They all know.
The new names.
Srikanta's
names.
Yes.
So Annesley, I remember this story about one person found a very relaxing place inside the dicky, inside the trunk, coming all the way from Kandy to here. Tell us that story.
Yes. That was none other than Conrad. Yeah, Conrad. When we were playing at Kandy Lake Club, right, and we hired a car, an Oxford Cambridge. That big car.
Correct.
The 3 people can sit in front. Driver 2 and 2 others. So the driver there, myself and Clarence, and the back seat, Conrad, Dikka and Srikanta. Right. So we went and we played and all that. Now Conrad got a bit late to come. Now we were all inside the car to see him playing tombola. Right? And then he came. He saw the 2 guys, occupying the 2 seats, like the corners. Then he told Ari Ndavdiki, hey, Moda Matthew, Ari now. And he got into that. I said, Conrad, are you mad, man? Oh, no, macha. I prefer to come this way rather than be in the middle of that seat, because the 2 guys, now already they have started snoring. So I won't have sleep. I'll come. I'll get into the weekend. Up to Colombo he came. Of course, he was,
kept it a little open.
And he came. And the driver, another classic guy, right? We call him, he's called Ari.
Right.
So now when we go somewhere, when we come out after booking out of Colombo, coming, we stop somewhere to have tea or something. So he's also, we call him, and he's also there. So after we, Clarence, you say, shall we? So he will say, shall we? He'll say, shall we? And he used to get up. So one day now we were coming and we were having a very interesting conversation. Right? Having coffee. Interesting. This fellow wanted to go because he had another hire the following day. So he came and said, Clarence Matthew, api shall we karamu?
Now, talking of shall we had our own vocabulary, I think, that nobody else knew, that we could enjoy on stage.
Yes.
When we see things, there are so many things that we had our own vocabulary to enjoy. Do you remember some of those?
Yeah, there's some famous ones where if you can't, find it difficult to do something, barrage.
So, this is Mr. Sunil Malavana's words.
He's the one who, he was famous.
He's the one who brought most of these words. Yeah. So barrage is one thing. And then if, while we are playing that, we can see this one guy just sliding, dancing, amutuma dancing. So he
call
was
him
the slider. So that's all we had to say. Like, when somebody is doing that, slider. We all laugh. Then Disprin is another one.
Yeah. If when somebody's a pain becomes a pain.
Yeah.
Come
and talk, and sometimes
they really Disprin nega. Disprin nega, right? So that is so many people we come across, so many,
right.
When they after a few drinks they'll come and that kata thing, how that uncle something
correct,
like that,
correct.
So they come and even now it's the same story.
Yeah.
Say they'll come and ask for this, that, and
Okay, talking for a minute or two is fine, but sometimes they talk for 45 minutes.
Then
become a
real Diska.
And Sunil Malavana's word is Diska.
Diska, yes.
Diska, Malska, everything ends with a ska. And then there are some other words as well, Annesley.
Yeah, I know action. So I always call you that. I never, when I address you, I always call you as action. That was because one day, you remember, I think, when you joined the band, you were such a quiet guy, to the side that you used to play the keyboards and once in a way take the lead guitar. And one day I told you, why are you like this? When you're singing some, super songs, with full of, where you have to put some, life and action into it. So I said, put some action and do something. That was all I had to say. and my goodness, to see the next show, he was in full swing.
No keyboards?
No keyboards, nothing. And
took
the mic and is singing away. Then we called you, when we started calling you Action. I think even Sunil, it was Action.
Again, yeah. Sunil is
we are quite used to that name.
Honestly, let's do another song. I think we should do Jungle Bee.
Jungle Bee, yes. That's
Srikanta's name for Vanabama.
Wana bamaro, rosa malak pipila bamaro. Wana bamaro, rungina ahaki. Wana bamaro. Iye ude mai මල පිපුනේ තව නැරොන් මල තුල පිරුනේ ටික දවසක් යන දුරු සෙවනේ මල පිපුනාවේ මද පවනේ වන බඹරෝ රෝස මලක් පිපිලා බඹරෝ වන බඹරෝ රොන්ගෙන ආහැකි වන බඹරෝ. Can you remember the first time we went to States?
Our US tour in 2005, I believe. After we had our first and second reunion, then we went to US.
Now Srikanta didn't have a passport, right? Then I told him, look, now get a passport. I don't have an ID. No? Then I said, go and get it. ID එක ගන්න birth certificate එකක් නැහැ. So I said, go to your hometown. They will know you, right? Go to the Kachari or whatever it is, mention who you are, they'll give it to you. And within one day, he got everything done. The birth certificate, he got it and came back, got the ID, and he went and got his passport and all that. So the first time he was flying, yeah. So can you remember?
All the others have gone abroad and now
that was his first trip.
Srikanta's first trip in a plane.
Yes. And halfway through, I can't remember.
It took off.
And halfway through, there was a Chinese girl, I think.
Japanese girl
fell sick.
Yeah.
She fell down or something.
She came to the toilet. And the toilet was right near where Srikanta was seated.
Right next.
And she fell down right near Srikanta. Then the stewardesses came and what's happening, and she was gone, and asked Srikanta, can you please give the seat? So he stood up and then gave the seat to her, and then it went on and on. Half an hour later, still she's seated there, and 45 minutes later, she's still seated there. And then after that only, he used to tell this story.
Then he was standing now. He had no place to, no seats, plane was full. Then he is telling us, Machang, bus එකේ යනකොටත් හිටගෙන යන්නේ.
පානදුරේ ඉඳලා කොළඹට යනකම් මම හිටගෙන
මේක අල්ලගෙන යනවා. අද ප්ලේන් එකේ දෙයන්නේ කියලා ප්ලේන් එකට නැක. අදත් හිටගෙන තමයි.
අදත් මට හිටගෙන That was funny. That was the first story.
First story.
There were so many stories. I remember from Chicago we were going to Canada, right? And then we asked the organizers to get a limousine.
Yes.
Right?
That was when we were coming back, I think. The limousine they gave us a surprise.
Yeah, surprise. Yeah. Correct.
Limousine.
So that was one of the trips. One of the trips. So we were going to the airport,
from
right?
Where? From Chicago.
From Chicago, yeah. And so it's only 10 minutes from our hotel to the airport.
Yes.
5 minutes into the road.
We were about to get onto the highway.
And the limousine stops. Limousine stops. And then, right in the middle of the road, we all had to get up and push the limousine to a side, right?
Yes. And it was cold.
Yeah, really cold.
And I can still remember Piyum and Mali were inside.
Yes.
And this fellow, the driver, had locked it.
Yeah.
They couldn't. The key was inside and the thing was locked.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
So now he's trying to break the glass. Now we are talking, to Piyum and Mali in sign language.
Yeah.
To pull that, what do you call that? Latch. Right? But they didn't realize it. They can't hear.
Yeah.
We can't see them. They can see us.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So after somebody, I think one of them pulled that thing.
Yeah.
And we managed to, get the thing open.
Right.
But we were shivering outside. And
Absolutely.
And that was and the best part of when the limousine came, we all went and took photographs.
After photographs, Srikanta was posing and la. And at the end, he said, Machang, I thought at least a limousine, I'll be able to go,
And we went in a small van.
Yeah. Ended up
going in a small van.
Another story, I can't remember where this was.
The hotel.
In the hotel. Yeah. You remember that? After
hotel, we were asleep. I mean, he and Paul were sharing the room. Right? So in the night, we had fun and drinks and all that.
Yeah.
And we were sleeping, and in the night he had wanted to go to the toilet.
Right.
So the room was fully dark, he didn't know where the switch was.
Yeah.
He went and opened the door to see he had opened the main door, and he went out and the door closed.
Exactly.
Right? Now he couldn't get back. He was knocking. Paul was gone. Paul was sleeping. So he was going round,
trying to remember
which
who
room.
is in
He's
which room.
knocking in all the rooms. Rukshan, this, that, nothing. And
wearing a sarong and a banyan, right?
Nothing.
Nothing. Bare body.
And he had gone and tapped. And a foreigner has come. What? He has run. He has run. And finally, I think Chandra opened the door and took him inside to the room.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have been
out the corridor.
And
continuous.
He was saying, Mama, and all that.
And then there were so many other stories that happened to him that I told Srikanta, you need to write a book just on this US trip. The amount of things that happened. Just the title of the book should be Why Me?
That's a super title.
Oh, what a great guy.
Yes.
Such a...
I think that's fantastic guy.
I mean, we had such good times with him.
Good times.
So honestly, I think the band disbanded, I don't know the exact year.
Somewhere around 78, I think.
78, okay.
Yeah.
So 25 years later, we managed to get together in 2003.
2003,
right?
no?
So I was living in New York. Nimal and Dikka were in Switzerland. And on. I think. So we managed to do a reunion concert.
Actually, it was a suggestion that Clarence made when he was sick. Right? when I went to see him, he said, Anna, when I recover, I want to get all the boys together and do a super show.
Yeah.
He said, definitely, that's a lovely idea. We'll do it somehow.
Right.
And he didn't live now.
Yeah.
So this was, this thing was hanging around me, I thought, I must fulfill that wish.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so then I spoke to you and a few people, then I said, can we get together? But it took a long time, maybe a year, because I can remember when I asked you, you said, you won't be able to come during this period. You are not free.
Yeah.
Then Dikka, he had some issue. Then Nimal Bada.
Yeah.
Like that, so many, that you all couldn't come at the same time. Then with the greatest difficulty, 2003, right?
2003.
We somehow managed to fix a date. And I must thank this Lanka Internet. They are the one who sponsored.
They did a super job.
Super job. They did a fantastic job, Janaka with the singer. And Asmat, those two guys, they went out of the way.
Yeah.
It was very nicely handled.
And especially, what I didn't know, after the concert only others were telling me, that we were all wearing white.
White, yes.
And then they put the image of Clarence.
Yes.
The same size, wearing white.
White, yes.
And you remember, we had Clarence's voice coming in.
Yeah.
And we were harmonizing and we were playing the instruments.
Music, yes.
To his voice harmonizing.
Something
and
unique,
his figure is over there.
Right there, yes.
Man, if people like in the balcony, they were saying, oh my God, they got goosebumps watching that, because they see that Clarence is on stage with us, wearing white and with the guitar and singing and his voice coming out.
And we are backing.
That was even I didn't know to what extent that they had done this.
Yes.
And it was amazing.
They did a great job. So that was the start, no?
Yeah.
That was the start, and the efforts were, not in vain, because we had to put lot of work into that, and to get everybody, get them. You all came about 2 weeks before the show, I think.
Yeah.
And to see that your accommodation, blah blah, all
correct.
And practices. We practiced at Gypsy Studio.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And Sunil gave us the studio. It was free of charge.
I know.
And we practiced there, and we were, while practicing also, Srikanta is coming out with all the jokes.
Stories.
So unnatural. We make Srikanta put that serious in the. We are trying to do this after so many years.
You have a limited time to get it.
Right? The jokes passe pulo.
I remember when we had that email chain going with all the others, and when you mentioned this, that's the time I was doing some a cappellas in New York. I had composed some other stuff. So when you mentioned this for the 2003 the reunion concert, I wrote I would love to do a cappella medley of Clarence's songs, right, which I haven't written. And then I recorded each track separately, and I said, Annesley, this is your part. Listen to this. Nimal, this is your part. Chandral, this is your bass part. Separately recorded and sent to everyone, and doing that. But that we almost didn't do it the first time, because it's complicated. Complicated meaning you have to know instruments, you have to sort of memorize, because keys change from one key to another. You come back here and another intro comes here, the tempo changes. There are so many changes that you had to memorize the whole thing. And we had only very few days at the time to practice and get it. But I said, no, we are going to do it. And we did it.
We did. In one shot, it came off.
Yeah, it came off.
People were stunned,
I know.
My goodness, that was fantastic.
Something new also.
Something new, because otherwise they've been singing all the popular songs. But anyway, that was also something new for them, after 25 years.
Yes.
And to see you all.
Yeah.
No,
I have
been here, Now to see you, then Dikka, after so many years, right? Nimal and all those people, to see you all after so many years.
That was a big...
Right? That was a big thing. So I was very happy that I managed to get this thing going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then came the second reunion concert in 2004, and then you challenged me to do another
one.
A cappella. I'm like, can't we do the same one? No, do another one. So I did a second one, and second one is one that I did like voices going
coming on
parallel one on top of the other.
That was very nice.
That was...
and that.
So we had a lot of requests to have another a cappella for this year as well. So we have composed another one. Please enjoy.
පහල කුඹුරේ නිල් ගොයම්ද හරිම සරුසාරයි වැසි වැටි වැවුලින් පිරීලා හරිම සිරියාවයි තවත් ආරංචි ගොඩයි ලියන්නට ලැජ්ජයි ගමෙන් ලියුමක් ඇවිල්ලා අක්කගෙන් වාගේ මොකක් කියලාද දන්නේ ඒ කියෙන්නේ නෑනේ ගමෙන් ලියුමක් ඇවිල්ලා අක්කගෙන් වාගේ පෙරගුණගෙන යනවා තවත් වරක් තවත් වරක් මට පාසල් යන්නට ලැබුණොත් මම යනවා දෙලුම් මල් පිපුණු දෙවැට දිගේ පාසල් ගිය කාලේ මල් වගේ සිනාසුණු කෙල්ලන් හා මතකයි මගේ බාලේ මල් වගේ සිනාසුණු කෙල්ලන් හා මතකයි මගේ බාලේ සැමදාම බලා සිටියා මගේ කවුළුව ළඟට වෙලා කවදාවත් නැවුයේ මේ වාගේ කිමද නාවේ ඇයි නාවේ තරහා කවුද කීවේ ගුරු කීවේ මගේ අද වගේ කිවද නාවේ ඇයි නාවේ අද ඔයා අද ඔයා උඩරට නිල්ලිය හැඩ වගේ
සඳපානේ ගමන් යන්න
රසකෙලියගේ සැලෙන හැටියගේ
එනකන් බලන් ඉන්න
මල් පැණි බොන්නට පොර කන මේ මැසලන් සුවාගේ ඉරට ඇඟිලි සැලෙන හැටියගේ
මං සොයා ගන්න දෝ
උඩරට නිල්ලිය හැඩ වගේ
සඳපානේ ගමන් යන්න
රසකෙලියගේ සැලෙන හැටියගේ
එනකන් බලන් ඉන්න
මල් පැණි බොන්නට පොර කන මේ මැසලන් සුවාගේ ඉරට ඇඟිලි සැලෙන හැටියගේ
මං සොයා ගන්න
කමක් නෑ ඉරට ඇඟිලි සැලෙන හැටියගේ
මිතුරෙක් මං සොයා ගන්න
කමක් නෑ ඉරට ඇඟිලි සැලෙන හැටියගේ
මිතුරෙක් මං සොයා ගන්න
කමක් නෑ
Thank you.
Thank you.
That concert we got Conrad down.
Conrad and Nimal Punchiheva.
Yeah. The full set.
Full set was there.
The first concert, Conrad couldn't come. Yeah, because then only we decided, well, look, this can't be done because it can't be postponing now.
Yeah, correct.
Then after that, only we decided we'll have the thing. When second concert, Conrad came.
Yeah. Such a great thing.
And he used to play keyboards.
Yes.
I mean, after he left the band, there in
Germany.
He used to play keyboards. Never played bass.
No.
So he came and he remembered all the songs and he played bass. Phew.
And he sang so well.
That was it. I started
the joke. Yeah.
That was
super
class.
Real class.
I know so many people came to see him.
I see.
Yeah, when we had a back-to-back. We had two concerts, one at Navarangala Royal Group.
Yes. Correct.
Royal Group did the same thing the following day.
Yeah.
And Navarangala was packed.
Yeah.
That was our
famous
place. Can you remember after the second reunion, we had a party at our place.
All our children imitated us. That was class.
Real. I think Shahan imitated,
Yeah. The kids got together, they discussed, this is what Conrad did, this is what Rukshan did, this is how Annesley announced, this is what blah blah blah. Everybody, my God, the imitation they did.
Super.
Such a super show. That's a show by itself.
That's a show by itself.
So that was a very good ending to because we call that the final reunion concert.
That was very nice ending.
Yeah.
Superb.
Honestly, let's do that song called Kata 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 Kata.
Traditional song, Kata Kata.
This is somebody came and requested you this, right?
Requested
to play the Kata 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 song.
Yeah.
And this is the Kata Kata, right?
උඩරට නෙල්ලිය හැඩ වගේ රටගිල්ලියක සැලෙන හැටියගේ මල් පැණි බොන්නට පොර කනමින් මැසිරංචුව වාගේ ගෙරටැංගිලි සැලෙන හැටියගේ සිංහල ජාතියට ගරුසර ලබා දෙවන උඩරට නිලිය සිංහල ජාතියට ගරුසර ලබා දෙවන උඩරට නිලිය ඔබ සියු මැලි මද සිනාව රන් පැහැද තොලට ඉනාව ඔබ සියු මැලි මද සිනාව රන් පැහැද තොලට ඉනාව ඔබේ රටැංගිලි සැලෙන හැටියගේ උඩරට නිල්ලිය හැට වගේ රටගිල්ලියගේ සැලෙන හැටියගේ මල් පැණි බොන්නට පොර කනමින් මැසිරංචුව වාගේ ගෙරටැංගිලි සැලෙන හැටියගේ උඩරට නිල්ලිය හැට වගේ රටගිල්ලියගේ සැලෙන හැටියගේ මල් පැණි බොන්නට පොර කනමින් මැසිරංචුව වාගේ ගෙරටැංගිලි සැලෙන හැටියගේ
So honestly, for the last whole year, the pandemic has affected our music industry big time.
Big time, yes.
And I'm sure that's have affected you also and your band.
Definitely,
How
yes.
are you coping with
because,
that?
We had so many events planned and tours. All were, cancelled. So it was very, very difficult time.
Yeah.
So I think quietly we are getting out of this. Even now playing for weddings, and we only could play for weddings.
Yeah.
Right? And that was also they limited to 50.
Correct.
Earlier, and then there were so many weddings which they said, no, we don't need the band.
Yeah.
because for 50 guests you don't need a band. So like that, so we were really affected. But thanks to Nalin and the crowd, they went and met the authorities and somehow managed to increase the number of people to 150.
Otherwise, they don't need a band. No?
They don't need a band.
Exactly.
They said, we are very sorry. We'll have a DJ.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
So that that 50 is inclusive of the band members also. So you can't do it, no?
No, absolutely.
So now,
so it's happening now.
Yeah, now it's okay. Now this month also we played a few weddings. So now it's coming back to normal.
And I think with the vaccination coming in, I think by July, I would say that majority of us would have been vaccinated. And as a result, they are going to relax the rules, I'm sure.
Sure, yeah, they better do it.
They have to do it, yeah, I know. It's more than a year now, no?
More than a year. Anyway, hopefully, yes, if that happens, then of course we can, the music scene will gradually come back. Yeah. Maybe a new normal, but honestly, do you have any plans, special plans for the future? Yeah, I had a big plan to do something this year.
Okay.
But didn't work out. I mean, last year, December. So we hope to do it hopefully next year. Of course, with done by DK Promotions, Damayanantha.
Right.
So something where all of y'all will be involved.
Involved as well.
Yeah, I don't want to mention
what it is and what
now, and it becomes stale.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a surprise.
Super.
Yeah. So that we have something that has never happened before. So we have to do something like that, no? Otherwise you have the same show, all that.
True.
So we thought of doing something
new. Different, yeah.
So the people can expect something.
That'll be great. That'll be absolutely great, yeah. Super. So, Annesley, thank you very, very much for joining me on this.
My pleasure.
Talking piano and giving all these insights and all the joking, jovial stuff, all the fun stories,
memories,
Yeah, that was really great, and I have had the honor to perform with you back in the days, and listening to all these stories again was quite nostalgic. So, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure to be with you, and together we can, it's just singing with you together, and brought back wonderful memories.
Great. Well, I hope all of you all enjoyed Mr. Annesley Malawana on Talking Piano episode 4, and we will see you next month again.